What's going on, Sunbelt fans? We have a large amount of games today. The first two nights I did this, it was luckily only one game apiece. There are 10 games on the slate today, and people are Christmas shopping, and Army's playing Navy. So it's a big day for a lot of people. Probably not a lot of eyes on basketball, but we're going to go over the games real quick, keep it short and sweet, not into the weeds as much as those other two games since they were the easy ones to focus on. First game up today for the Sun Belt, 2 p.m. start on ESPN+. Regent travels to Coastal. This is a Division II team, so Coastal should win easily. The only real question I have there is, does Coastal get into the triple digits? Do they score 100 points or not? 3 p.m., ESPN+ as well. Wofford travels to Georgia Southern. For those of you newer to the conference, this is an old conference rivalry from the SoCon days. Wofford is favored by 4.5 points. They did just beat Coastal by 10 points there. And then Southern is 3-1 at home, and Wofford is 0-4 on the road. So I'm taking Southern in the upset in this one. Again, this is maybe playing back to the old days where this was a pretty big rivalry. And I think with how Southern has been playing at home, I think they could pull the upset here. What I saw out of Wofford when they beat Coastal wasn't a lot, so they didn't overly impress me. Again, 3 p.m. As well. ESPN+, Lamar travels to Southern Miss. I think that USM defense is just going to be too much. I expect Hasse to have a big game and USM to cover the 19.5 points. I think Southern Miss gets back on the winning track after that close loss to Northwestern State, who we're going to cover in the next game. So expect Southern Miss to get back on the right track in this one. 4:30 p.m. ESPN+, ULM plays at Northwestern State. Again, that's the only team to beat Southern Miss so far this season. ULM, however, is only 1-4 in their last 5. One of those wins was against a Division II team, so not looking too great for them. I expect Northwestern State to take this one and even cover the 7 points, unfortunately. But what I saw out of them when they beat Southern Miss, they've got some impressive players on that team, and they are 7-2 overall. So I expect them to get the win over ULM, unfortunately. 5:30 p.m. ESPN+, Tennessee Tech travels to Troy. Tennessee Tech 0-4 on the road, while Troy is 3-0 at home. However, Troy is on a 3-game skid. I do expect them to rebound, recover in this one, take the victory, but not cover the 13 points. I think the 13-point spread is a little too big in this one, so I expect Tennessee Tech to keep it a little closer than that. 7 p.m. Eastern tip, ESPN+, Marshall travels to Robert Morris. And for those of you keeping track of what's been going on here, Marshall played Duquesne. Robert Morris, Duquesne are both right there in that Pittsburgh area. So they're going back to where they kind of just were. I expect Marshall to take care of business in this one. Robert Morris, from what I saw, doesn't have anything that's really impressive overall. I think Marshall's a great team so far this year, one to certainly watch out for that title race in the Sun Belt. I expect Marshall to win and cover the 8 points rather easily. Another 7 p.m. tip, again, ESPN+. Gaudet travels to James Madison. Again, Division II team in Gaudet. I expect JMU to easily score over 100 points in this one. To me, the Coastal one may be a question. I think JMU scores 100 points pretty easily. They've been doing it a couple times already this season, and they're going to want to put that scoreboard numbers up a little bit after playing Virginia with that suffocating defense. So I expect them to recover well and play a really great game. 7:30 Eastern tip. I couldn't find any TV for this one, but we've got UT Arlington traveling to Texas State. Again, newer conference members may need a refresher that this used to be a conference matchup, just like that Wofford Georgia Southern game. I expect a little maybe heat, little tension in this one, especially UT just left the conference after last season. But neither team has been great in their last 5 outings, so this one's more of a toss-up to me. I think if Harrell goes off and is that player this season that a lot of people expected out of Texas State, they could win. But I don't know. I think if I had to put my money on it with how they left the conference and kind of asked to leave, essentially, I think Arlington's going to come out and really want to win this one, especially on the road there at Texas State. So I'd actually put my money on Arlington just because I haven't seen enough out of Texas State to say that they're a great team that should win this one. 8 p.m., ESPN+ again. Samford travels to Louisiana. Samford just 1-2 on the road, while Louisiana is 3-0. I think Brown for Louisiana has a pretty big game in this one. I think Louisiana not only wins, but they cover. This line's only 2.5 points. I think they easily hit that. Expect them to have the victory in that one. And the last game, actually, it's also an ESPN Plus start at 8. But the last game on here, we've got Gardner-Webb traveling to Old Dominion. Gardner-Webb is just a very unimpressive 1-5 away from home, while ODU is 5-0. So I think ODU just takes this one rather easily. I think look for Long to have a big game tonight, and ODU to easily cover the 5 points. I think overall we'll have a pretty good, solid day for the conference, and let's score some points.